the way I choose my roles is generally I try to pick the opposite of the last film that I worked on.
Roberto Frigio, sperimentali. Allora, per Steve, chi dei due bacia meglio? Anne o Dwayne?
Or Dwayne? I would say Alan Arkin is the best kisser. And that has nothing to do with the movie, because we didn't kiss in the movie. They are both, I think, fantastic kissers, and I think most of the population of the world are envious of me for having been able to kiss both of these delicious and wonderful human beings. Wow! Unexpected!
Piccolo microfono per Peter Segal invece, volevo sapere se Mel Brooks per caso ha visto il film e se c'era stato un giudizio da parte sua, dei consigli, una curiosità proprio.
Yes, actually Mel saw the movie about a month ago and loved it. And that was a great relief to me. He called me on the phone. We actually, Steve and I went to go and say hello to him that night, and we were very nervous. I communicated with him many times throughout production, but that night especially was the big night. And when he called me the next day, because we didn't stay for the film, actually we kind of lied. We said we weren't going to stay for the film, but we couldn't help, so we snuck in the back just to watch and see if he was laughing during it. He was. But then we snuck out quickly when the lights came up because we didn't want him to see us. He called me the next day and he kept going on and on about it, and I told him, Mel, this is a phone conversation that I've been both looking forward to and dreading for the past 3 years. But it went very well, and Buck Henry saw it and loved it as well.
Una domanda per la signora Hathaway, volevo farle complimenti per essere così in gran forma, di vederla così bene e chiederle se è stata una decisione molto sofferta quella di rompere con Raffaello Follieri e se ora sta meglio.
Eravamo già d'accordo che le domande private non le avremmo fatte e dipende dalla signora Hathaway se vuole rispondere, però c'era un accordo che non sarebbe stato fatto una domanda di questo genere. Lasciamo a lei la decisione se rispondere o meno.
As her de facto publicist, I would say that Mrs. Hathaway will not be taking, and I do emphasize Mrs. Hathaway, will not be taking questions of that nature. Thank you.
Qua, per favore, allora lascio lei per quelli qua.
Una domanda a Steve. Ha dichiarato recentemente che lei fa parte del gruppo Fred Pack, se ho detto bene. Volevo sapere se questo gruppo che raccoglie una serie di attori comici americani, questo significa che lei non vuole partecipare a ruoli drammatici, non vuole cimentarsi in ruoli drammatici. Grazie.
Well, I don't actually think I'm a member of that group because I don't know any of their cell phone numbers. I have met several of them, but and I'm friendly, and Will Ferrell's a friend of mine, but I don't necessarily feel like I'm a member of that gang, as it were. But that, even if I were, included as ostensibly a member, I don't think that would preclude me from trying other things or venturing into other territory as an actor. But I try not to be too precious about it either. And if I only do comedies for the rest of my career, I would be completely happy. Frankly, just the fact that I'm employed makes me very happy. No, I'd love to do, frankly, whatever I could be hired to do. If that means comedy or drama or adult films.
Vado?
Sì, prego.
Allora io ho una domanda per tutti e tre i protagonisti e in particolare per Miss Hathaway e Mr. Carell. Volevo sapere, quando vi siete posti il problema di creare il vostro personaggio, cosa avete deciso di mettere di voi stessi e cosa invece avete deciso di tenere assolutamente dei personaggi originali. E poi volevo chiedere al signor Carell se mi fa l'onore alla fine della conferenza di farsi una foto con me.
Yes, we can take a picture together. I would love to. You know what? I tried not to do an impression of Don Adams purely because I thought it would be the best tribute to him and to the show to leave that alone, because his version of the character is very definitive, and I thought if I were to do an impression, it would be just that. It would be a pale imitation of something that was so great. So I tried to take elements and sort of an essence of what he did, as opposed to doing a copy of what he did. And I thought that was the best way to serve the original and to pay respect to it.
I had so much fun playing Agent 99. One of the chief reasons was she couldn't be more different than me. And I always think it's fun actually to not bring any of yourself to the role. I think it's so much fun to create something new. I do have a lot in common with her, I feel, though. We're both women who have careers that take up quite a bit of time in our lives, a huge portion, and we're trying to balance having a career and a personal life. So I could relate to her in that way, but I really loved how different she was from me.
And as far as for Agent 23, I was really lucky just in terms of, I had a little bit of a challenge only because there wasn't a character from the TV show that I could reference. So the best thing I felt that I could do is to get really close with Pete Segal on the project and make sure that the introduction of my character was as seamless as possible, making that transition as easy as possible, so my character flowed within the other characters in the story too as well.
Una domanda per Mr. Johnson. Volevo chiederle, lei passa da ruoli molto impegnativi come quello in Game Plan a quello in Southland Tales, a ruoli relativamente leggeri come può essere stato questo Agente Smart o come può essere stato anche quello del Re Scorpione. Lei come si definisce come attore? Un attore di che genere di film? Grazie.
I would say, well, I could tell you that my goal has always been is to have a career that is very diverse and always pick roles and choose roles that are very diverse, just in terms of whether they be comedy or action or drama. I think in my case, it was important to me to create a foundation, again, that was diverse and not necessarily stay in action roles or comedy. I wanted to do drama too as well, and always mix it up and always try to find challenges in a variety of different roles. And in this particular case, I was really fortunate that I was able to work with great actors. We had a great producing core, and especially a really, really good director who I really enjoyed working with. And as we talked about earlier, the material was really, really good. So in this case, it was a very easy decision for me to sign up and play with these guys and have a great time.